Morning, everyone. This is February 11th. It is a Tuesday. I'm Brandon Knife. I will be your WOD coach today. I'm going to make this WOD video very easy and short for you guys today. And Jesse Reynolds did an awesome job of, again, just explaining the success system and why it is imperative that you put people through the success system, and how it is not a suggestion for you guys who want to build a business in AdvoCare to put people through the success system. It's for your best benefit in order for you to get the greatest return on your time investment in AdvoCare, but also to give that person that you're investing time with and that you're trying to make an impact in, you're giving them the best service and information that you possibly can. One of the aspects of the success system that I think tends to trip people up, of course, is the three-way phone call. A lot of people don't want to put people on three-way phone calls. It's a little uncomfortable. It is out of our realm of normalcy. We don't normally connect our friends to other friends via a three-way phone call. In today's society, we spend a lot of time text messaging or group texting, which is all great. But in order to build your business in AdvoCare, you have to be very comfortable with the three-way phone call, and you have to be very comfortable in letting someone else's voice reach someone else's heart. And you can't do that through text messaging. You can't do that through Facebook. You can get people excited with capital letters and those little funny, character things that people use. But you really can't reach someone's heart and speak to their soul if you don't put a voice on the other end of the line. And so, one of the things that I know that I struggled with early, and to be quite honest with you, for the first 6 months, I really didn't put anybody on a three-way phone call because I thought I knew everything. But one of the things I did struggle with when I started to put people on a three-way phone call was how to introduce my sponsor or mentor or leader properly. And it was very hard for me to say to my friends early on, hey, this is my buddy Jesse. Jesse's been in AdvoCare for over 5 years. He's made a huge impact in my life, and at this current point in time, he's earning, about $35,000 with the vehicle of AdvoCare, and I just want him to share his story with you and tell you how AdvoCare can make an impact in your life, and just answer some questions that you may have. That was very tough for me to do because I didn't want to tell anybody about how much money Jesse was making because at the time I was afraid of talking about money, and it wasn't that I was afraid for my own benefit that I didn't want to make money. It was I didn't think people really wanted to hear about how to make money. So when I started introducing people, at first I just started saying, hey, this is my buddy Jesse. He's a good friend of mine. He's an expert on the 24-day challenge. He's gonna answer all your questions about the products, what you guys can, what you can get started on, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. And along the way, but it worked for me because it got people connected. But along the way, I started finding out what Jesse and CJ Stockel and Z Buttar would do in their phone calls. They would follow the pattern of form, and they would ask tons and tons of questions, and they would make that other person feel comfortable, deliver, their story and the message. But along the way, they started talking about income, and they started talking about the freedoms and the lifestyle that it afforded them. And so I started to become very, very comfortable with putting people on three-way phone calls with my mentor sponsor. And one of the things that I started to get much better at over time was properly introducing the person that I'm connecting my sponsor or mentor with, and also the person that I'm connecting my prospect with. And I think this is a very important key, and I know Bob Donnelly talks about this in Ruby Bootcamp, that if you set up the three-way phone call properly, it makes it so much easier on the leader who's trying to conduct the three-way phone call. And just a couple of things here to avoid. One of the things is this: when you are going to connect your prospect with your leader, you don't ever want to do this. Hey, Jesse, this is my friend Bob. Bob, this is my friend Jesse, and Jesse, this is my friend Bob. And then just go dead silent. Because what that does is your leader is kind of waiting to figure out what what their role is in this whole three-way phone call system. And also, your prospect doesn't want to be connected with a total stranger. They don't want to be connected with your friend Bob. In fact, they don't care about your friend. They don't care about your friend Jesse. They don't care about CJ. They don't know those people. What they want to know is you've decided that you're going to connect them for a specific reason. What is that reason? And who is this person? And how can they help your prospect get what it is that they're looking for? And so you have to consider that when you're connecting people on a three-way phone call with your leader. You know, a lot of times now I'm going to find out what the person is looking for through a one-on-one. And I'm a huge believer that a proper and a good one-on-one sets up any three-way phone call or two-on-one meeting better than anything else. If you can find out, invest time with people and find out what they're looking for out of Advocare, then the three-way phone call and the two-on-one meeting should not be a problem at all. In fact, it should be something that they're looking forward to. And so if you've taken that time as opposed to snipering somebody into a three-way phone call, it's going to be a lot easier for you to introduce your friend. And so, you know, a proper way to introduce your sponsor, mentor, or leader onto a three-way phone call is to say, hey, Jesse, this is my friend Bob. Bob and I have been talking a lot about what's been going on in his life, and he's really interested in learning more about what Advocare can do for him from a health and income perspective. And you know, he's really excited about the possibilities and what this can open up for him. But also, Bob, this is my friend Jesse, and Jesse is an expert on Advocare. He has been with Advocare for over 6 years. He has a tremendous story. He and his wife Beth are some of the fastest moving leaders in Advocare. In fact, you know how I was telling you that we were making about $15,000 a month with Advocare? Well, Jesse is actually one of the people that's been helping me and Kathy earn that income, and they're going to help you find out what you're looking for in Advocare. And if you decide that you see something for yourself here, they're going to be the ones helping you as well, just like Kathy and I will be. So, you know, Jesse, this is Bob. Bob, this is Jesse, and I just wanted you guys to go ahead and talk and see, you know, what it is that you can find for yourself here in Advocare. I know that may be a little bit long, but if you properly introduce people, it will make that process so much easier, because number one, they're going to have a little bit of context in understanding who that person is that has helped you along the way do whatever it is that you wanted to do in Advocare. If you just, you know, put somebody on the phone with somebody else and say, hey, talk to this guy, that doesn't tend to work 100% of the time. It may work every once in a while. And I'm not, you know, if someone's interested in getting started on products, or someone says, yeah, I'd like to learn more about the business, and you're sitting right there next to them, you know, by all means, connect them to your leader. But make sure that you properly introduce that leader. Make sure that you introduce them as the person that is helping you, you know, earn $1,000 extra a month if that's what you're doing, or is helping you, you know, build your business so that you can work part-time, or is helping you, you know, eliminate debt in your life, or also, you know, is helping you live life on your terms. Put it in context of how they can relate to what that person is going to tell them about what Advocare is. You know, as leaders, we're not going to get on the phone and start talking about Drew Brees and it's a 21-year-old company with world-class science and nutritional products. We're not going to start talking about our unpaid endorsers. We're not going to start talking about Success School. We're not going to start talking about, you know, the trips that we went on, unless that comes up in the conversation later. But we are going to try and find out more about who these people are and how we can add value to their life. And that's the most important thing that we're going to try and do. Three-way phone calls are not about closing deals. It's not about, you know, reeling the guy in and you know, closing them out and getting them to sign up and do all these things. It's about finding out how we, as a company in Advocare, as distributors in Advocare, as a team, can make an impact in that person's life. It's not about closing a deal for you. And I know that may sound kind of funny to some people, but you know, sometimes you put people on three-way phone calls and you find out that, you know what, they really don't want to be a part of this. They're just trying to appease you. And that can happen, and that's okay. And what you have to realize from that is that keep putting people on three-way phone calls, because the more people that you put on them, the more people that you're going to find want to do this business and want to be engaged with what you have to do. A couple of other things that are just going to help you along the way when you put people on three-way phone calls: don't ever refer to the person that you're putting, you know, the leader that you're putting on the phone with your prospect as your upline or your your diamond leader or your emerald leader, or the guy that's tearing this business up and is making tons of money and is blah, it's all that kind of stuff. Make it personal. I'm a big believer in making it as personal as possible, how a person has made an impact in your life. And I think when I do introduce people to Jesse or CJ or even James Rudder or whoever it is I'm introducing them to, I have a personal relationship with all those people, and I try and make sure that I communicate that to the person that I'm speaking with. Because my goal in Advocare is not to sell 24-day challenges to every human being walking the planet of the earth. And that would be awesome, but it's not possible. My goal is to try and impact as many people as I possibly can. Is to try and make a positive impact in their life. Is to try to develop a relationship with somebody so that I can add value to their life. That's what Kathy and I are shooting for. Along the way, we're going to earn income. Along the way, we're going to be able to live life on our terms. But if we don't develop relationships and we don't invest time in people, then none of that matters. And if we don't properly introduce the people that we are putting on the phone with to our leaders, then it's going to set us back in a negative way, because sometimes it's going to cause the other person on the line, the prospect, to not even want to be engaged. And so if you can make that introduction exciting and engaging and personal to the person that's on the other line, then it's going to lead to more success in a three-way phone call. And to end this WOD call, I want everybody just to understand something. Get people on three-way phone calls as much as you can, but make sure that they want to be on the call first and foremost, and that they have some kind of investment in what's going on, and that they're engaged to what's going on. Do not call somebody during dinner and expect them to want to get on a three-way phone call. Set the appointment, make it interesting, make it valuable, make it compelling for them to get on, connect them, and then introduce your leader properly. Hope everybody has a great day and have a great week.